Good morning and welcome to Vlog24. My name's Steve and this is superBRICKS, the home of East Midlands Lego Hire and my Bricklink and BrickOwl store. You'll also find on this channel lots of helpful information about BrickMetrics. Now then, last week I announced that I was going full time, so yeah, this is officially day one. Exciting, scary, but I'm sure it's going to be one hell of a ride. So, as we always do on a Monday, let's have a quick look at the store. We are currently sitting at 368,000 parts with 13,464 lots. And again, we are at the biggest we've ever been. I'm pretty sure, yeah, based on the figures, we uploaded 28,000 parts. Well, I should say it's an increase of 28,000 parts on last week. We probably listed more, but obviously with sales, that's been reduced. So yeah, 28,000 parts up on last week and 150 lots up on last week. So still growing very, very nicely. I will probably film later on in the week where we are in terms of the where we are compared to other stores in the UK. With 368,000 parts, we're closing in on page 1 of the sort of rankings, so that's good. In terms of orders, we're now at 9,096, which is an increase of 35 on last week, which is slightly down on the week before, but I think the order value has been much improved. Feedback, we're at 5,047, an increase of 22 on last week. Now YouTube, this morning we're sitting at 608 subscribers, which is an increase of 14 over last week, and that's really great. That's a nice little boost, much higher than in previous weeks, so really pleased about that. And if you are a new subscriber, thank you very much for joining the channel. So let's have a quick look at the orders. Now, been getting a bit conscious about the orders just because I don't know if this is content that everyone wants to see. So let me know in the comments. Do you want me to continue filming the orders as I have been doing, sort of showing you each individual one? Or do you think it's a bit boring and a waste of time and you'd much rather I devote my time to something else? Let me know. But in summary, we had 15 orders in over the weekend. I got all of these packed up like this last night. It was quite a late finish actually. An order came in at about 11:30, just as I was going to bed. But it was a straightforward pick, so I thought I'd get it done. And so this morning it's just simply a matter of packing them all up into the envelopes, producing the labels, etc. So there you go, there's 15 orders. 8 of them were on BrickOwl and 7 were on BrickLink. BrickOwl did really well last weekend. So that was all good. Right. Normal routine still applies actually for full-time hours. I always start at around about this time. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Try and get these done before the kids get up. Normal routine with getting them ready for school and doing the school run. I'll be back here round about 9:15-ish. I know I've got some sets to get ready for East Midlands Lego Hire. We've got another pickup this morning, which I've got to sort out. And I'm going to do some coding on BrickMetrics this morning. I've got one feature update that I'd like to get done, which will be pretty neat. And then we'll see how the rest of the day pans out. You may have also noticed on my desk, I've got another brick store file in progress. I managed to empty out another 5 of the WAM storage containers last night, and the room is still looking a little bit of a mess. so I might do a bit of sorting out. But the great thing is I can decide when and what I do next. So let's get cracking. Good morning, it's Tuesday, and here's a quick look at the orders that came in yesterday and last night. And the most interesting part is this. This is the Canon holder that I mentioned in the vlog a couple of weeks ago. These were found in the bulk lot that came from Brick Arena, and I've managed to sell all three of them in two separate orders, which is great because they sold for about £5 each, so I'm really pleased about that. The rest of the orders are just sort of general parts. Yeah, every order's welcome, so thank you very much. But a bit of a quiet day yesterday. Now, talking of yesterday, I suddenly realised this morning that I hadn't really recorded any footage since I did the introduction to the vlog and the figures. But yesterday was a bit weird. First day of being full-time, and I found myself doing lots of little jobs, some related to the house. I went out and did the weekly shop, for instance. It was a bit weird. I didn't have to sort of focus at coming back and making sure, you know, I'm online, I'm responding to messages. It was kind of weird. A nice weird though, something I will get used to. So I found myself doing a little bit of coding on BrickMetrics. I fixed an issue that was discovered yesterday by one of my customers. So thank you, Jason, for finding this. A very weird bug with sets and instructions, and it's because sets have the same part number as the instructions for the set. And when you're looking at a set inventory, if you happen to have the set in stock as well, it was pulling through the wrong information. Turned out to be a quick fix, so no harm done, which is the great thing, and that's been put to bed. But at the same time though, I managed to do another couple of sort of feature updates to the system. So I'm thinking that this morning I will probably do a little bit of a video on the premium version of BrickMetrics, just to sort of introduce it and show off a couple of bits. Also, I noticed that last night, I'm just going to come over to this screen, the Q&A online session that I had with the Brick Shed and Yellow Brick Road, Richie and Noah, plus others, is now online, and I'm going to have a bit of time this morning to watch that, and be interesting to look at the comments and respond to any feedback. But I'm looking forward to watching that. The other thing I wanted to show was I'm just going to sit down for this, was the store lists. So this is something I've mentioned before. So on BrickLink we can look at the UK stores, and this has been sorted by item count. So number of parts in your store. And yesterday I uploaded, I've forgotten now. How many parts was it? I know that the second batch was over 5,000. I did a couple of batches. And that's put me at 377,000 parts, just short of 378. And it means I'm right bang at the top of page 2. So 51st largest store in the UK based on item count. Now there's a bit of a gap between the top of page 2 and the bottom of page 1. When I checked, it was about 390,000 parts, so another 20,000 to go, and that should get me to the bottom of page 1, which would be great. So that makes the top 50. So a bit of a target for this week. Not sure if I'll do it, but it's worth aiming for. In terms of the lot count, I've got that on a separate tab. The lot count, this is again page 2, but as you can see, I am right down here at 13,509. So I've got quite a bit to go to get to the top of page 2. 15,600. And from memory, I think that's changed quite a lot. I think the top 50 stores have really grown. I think I remember a time when 15,000 lots would have you sort of in the top half of page 1. Not anymore. Lots of competition, lots of other stores out there. So that's going to be a bit of a longer journey to get up there. But I'm pretty sure that with the Brick Arena stock being consolidated, we should be able to get there later on this year. So let's get these orders packed, and like I say, we will, or I will, get some footage shot for BrickMetrics and have a look at that YouTube video. Looking forward to that. And then we'll see what else we can get done in the store. I have been working through these WAM storage containers, and this is the last 4 of that size. So again, I'll try and get those uploaded today. I'm not sure how many parts are in there, but there could be maybe 1,000 or 2. And then that's all of those sizes done, and then I've got a smaller size to work on. The plan there though is that we're trying to get them empty for the weekend. I think me and the missus are going to go through and try and get some Facebook Marketplace listings done, and we'll just try and flog them. So yeah, all in all good. It is early in the morning. What time is it? Let's have a look. Yeah, 10 to 7. I'm a bit late actually. I've normally done all this by now. Right, let's get cracking. Okay, so I've finished off the 4 WAM storage containers. I think that's the last 4 from that particular size. I do need to go back in the conservatory and just double check that. I know I've got some slightly smaller ones, but this was the target for the weekend. Get these emptied so that we can list them all for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and we know exactly how many we've got. If I can get through some of the smaller ones, that's just a Billy bonus in terms of the target. So that's good. Had a schedule on that. Feels good. Now, I'm also catching up on the Q&A session that we had with the Australian and New Zealand BrickLink group. So it's kind of weird watching myself on camera like that. So I'm only a few minutes in, but looking good already. So here's all the parts that we got out of those 4 storage drawers. A little bit more room left on my desk, so I might just see if I can add some more bulk to the Brick Store file, and then we'll get that uploaded and cleared out. And once I've done that, hopefully I will have made it to the end of the video, and then hopefully I can have a read of any comments and see if I can feature them in a BrickMetrics video that I might put out shortly. Just want to introduce premium and maybe just go over just some of the functionality that's available in BrickMetrics. So that's the plan for this morning. We'll see how much we can get done. Right, I'm just finished doing the BrickMetrics premium video, and it's just saving it over here. That's a Clipchamp going through its bits and exporting it, and then I've got to do some editing to take out some of the gaps and sort of speed it up a little bit. So that's going to be, well, it was going to be my next task, but then I've had a really big order. Let's see if I can show you the figures. Where are we? There. 343 lots, 1,521 items. There's a couple of orders in there, but I think the first order was just maybe a couple of lots. But 343 lots, I probably need to start picking that now. It'd be interesting to see how long it takes me actually. But I think I need to stop everything, get the order picked, and see if we can get it out this afternoon. I certainly don't want to be picking that tonight like I normally would have done, so I think it makes sense to get it done now. And maybe that's what I should start doing, you know, now that I'm full time, is maybe doing 2 runs to the post office, because because I've got to do a school run in the afternoon anyway. So I'm kind of thinking out loud now. But I've got to do a school run in the afternoon. I go past the post office on the way. So I could do a drop off in the morning, a drop off in the afternoon. I'll have to see how it works. Right, I'm going to get cracking because 343 lots is going to take me a while. I'll show you at the end anyway. You can see what the sort of size is. Right, let's get on with it. Okay, there you go. 71 minutes it took. Total of 343 lots, 1,521 parts. So let me move around this side and you can see the order. This was the second order, so like I said, it was just a small one, but from here onwards is that order, 343 lots, or 340 lots, shall we say, 340. So 71 minutes, just over an hour. Not bad. I was quite pleased that there was only one mistake. I was short of one 1B1 plate in dark bluish grey, but I had a spare one. The customer ordered like 5 used and he only had 4, so they're getting a brand new one instead. So that was it. No other picking problems. Did notice an inventory level issue, but it's something to do with Brick Freedom not updating. Not sure why, and I'm not going to spend any time investigating it because the stock on BrickLink is correct and the customer ordered exactly what I had in stock, so not sure why it's thought there was more left. Anyway, I'm not going to show you the whole order. It's 340 lots, complete mixture of parts. No huge great quantities. There were 6 of these cylinder parts. They were probably the biggest part, but lots of singles, lots of colours, different variety, dark blues, dark tans, light bluish grey, dark bluish grey and black, a mixture of a whole host of parts. I wonder what they're building. I've got no idea, but I did notice that during this pick my phone pinged again. I haven't looked yet, but it did look like a decent amount. I'm hoping it's a decent amount because it means there's another good order there. But for now, I need to get my desk. I need to get my desk cleared. So I'm going to work on getting this packed up now, and be ready for the post office this afternoon. Now you might be wondering, what do I do next? Because all of these are obviously in these containers. I just use these to put a certain amount of lots in. There's no rules, but I'm now going to print the order out and go through it line by line to make sure that I've picked everything. Now I can hear loads of you crying out, oh my god, that makes it twice as much, you're doing double the work. I don't want to make any mistakes. I absolutely hate it if I've made a picking error. Now that doesn't mean I recount everything. I do trust my counting, but you know, sometimes I just want to make sure that I have picked the right colour, and I've actually picked that part. So you know, again, like I say, I don't really count everything, but if I'm looking for a 1B8 tile, there's a 1B8 tile there, and then I put it in the bag. I have in the past, you know, substituted colours, because especially with the used, when they're all mixed up in the same container, I've looked at Brick Freedom, just thought in my head, oh, that's dark bluish grey, and picked it, and it should have been light bluish grey, and that just causes a problem down the line. The customer then has to get in contact, they have to get you to change it, especially if they're doing a mock and the colour's important. So I'd just much rather not have that. So yes, it will take me a bit more time to go through this and pack it up, but I think packing's important, and especially it's how you present the order to the customer as well. So because there's 340 lots, I'm not just going to shove it all in one great big bag. You know, I'll separate it down into, you know, pretty much the contents of one of these will go in one bag. Now again, I hear you're screaming, well, that's loads and loads of bags. Well, I'm currently moving my way through all of these you know, older bags that I've got. Like I say in my terms and conditions on BrickLink, I am recycling these old bags, getting another use out of them. I've got loads that I need to move through, and hopefully they'll get another use, obviously going out to the customer, and maybe the customer will reuse them at their end, who knows. So I've waffled on enough. I'm going to get this packed up. So there we go, that's the order all packed up and ready to go. And I was correct, I did get another order come through, and at first I thought, oh crikey, it's going to be another big one. It's a £65 order, but that includes the postage and insurance because this is going over to Italy. But thankfully it was a really easy pick because the customer has bought 8 of these poly bags. Let me get them in shot. So really quick and easy to pick. They'll get packed up into a small box and off to Italy this afternoon. So really pleased with that. Today's turning into a cracker of a day. Does of course mean though that I haven't done any further uploading. In fact, I finished off the brick store file that I mentioned earlier today. I've run out of space now on my desk. It was going to be my afternoon task, but I probably won't have time now to get that uploaded, but we'll see. And just catching up on YouTube, and it's auto played a video from Block Party. Now I do follow Block Party, but it's at Loughborough Brick Festival. He was there on an early bird ticket, so I missed him. We probably got there just after he left, but it'd be interesting to see what his take on the Loughborough Brick Festival was. So we'll have to see. Right, I need to get back to it. I've got to get that packed up and get all the labels produced for these orders. I'm getting ready for the post office. Good morning, it's Wednesday, and no, you're not seeing a clip of the order that went out yesterday for 340 lots. Wow, what a day yesterday was. So yesterday I picked 3 orders and they went out yesterday afternoon. There was the 340 lot order, there was the order going to Italy with the poly bags, and just another small order. And then shortly afterwards, probably about half an hour later, I got another order in for over 100 lots, and that's these 4 tubs here, or 4 columns, 4 stacks. Then I got another order, which is this one here at the back. I've forgotten how many lots were in that one. Then I got another high value order, which is this one here, because this contains this Technic motor, which again featured on the vlog a couple of weeks ago. So that sold for about, I think it was about £25. And then I've had another order in come overnight, primarily for what looks like some of the newer space Lego. And wow, I'm quite overwhelmed. That's probably been the best day ever on BrickLink. I need to double check, but it's in maintenance mode at the moment, BrickLink. So I can't check the actual figures, but I will have a look a little bit later on this morning to get a total number of lots and number of pieces. I don't think the piece count was particularly high, probably a few thousand. I think I've had larger orders in that respect, but in terms of lot count, certainly the busiest day I think I've ever had. And revenue as well. I think, you know, I've done about 3 days revenue in sort of one afternoon. It's been fantastic, and if any of you are watching that ordered these, thank you so much. So a bit of a change of plan today. I've got an appointment to go to, so I'm going to leave the house shortly, and when I return I'll get all of these packed up and off to the post office. And then I think I've got a bit of tidying up to do. The place is now a bit of a bomb site just from getting all this picked, and things got moved around and all sorts of stuff. So I definitely need to do a bit of a tidy up.
I haven't touched, I don't know if you can just see it, I haven't touched any of that brick store file that needs parting out. What am I talking about? Needs putting away. It's still sat there, so that's another job that needs doing. I feel like I've got a few YouTube comments to respond to. I know there's been a few messages that I need to respond to as well, so kind of feeling a little bit behind, but hey ho, I'll catch up today. Right, let's get cracking. Okay, so I've packed up the other orders, and this was the 138 lot order. As you can see, there's lots of tan, lots of dark tan, and then lots of pink and dark pink. So no real clue again about what they're building. Maybe it's for two different things, who knows. So I'm about to box that up into a small parcel, and then we just had another order come through. This was for lots of black new parts, some decent quantities, 20s and 10s. So another nice little order there. So I've just added up the number of lots that we've sold for yesterday, and it was 530 in total, which for me is the busiest day I've ever had. No shadow of a doubt. 530 lots. I'm really happy with it. It's a great sort of start to the first week as full time. It's certainly kept me busy. So like I say, we'll get all of these off to the post office now, and then I can sort of get back to hopefully what is a new routine. Let's get cracking. Good evening. It's Wednesday evening. Yeah, Wednesday. Wow, it's been a busy old week. So I've had the Eiffel Tower returned today through East Midlands Lego Hire, and Ben, who's a regular customer, let me know that the instructions were starting to get a bit tatty. Now, this is to be expected. You know, these are being used obviously by each person that hires them. They're getting used quite often, and they're bound to get tatty around the edges. So just one of the jobs I've got to do is try and repair these, get them into a state where, you know, they're good enough to go back out again. So I'm armed with some sellotape, and I'll get everything stuck back together as best I can. I'm always on the lookout for the instructions for these larger sets. I just have a wanted list on BrickLink, and if there's a set available when I'm purchasing other items, I'll normally grab them. Now, I've also this afternoon managed to spend a little bit of time on BrickMetrics, and I'm just coding a new feature. So one of the things with BrickMetrics is that obviously when we suggest a price, it's based on your own array, but when it comes to used parts, there could be a really good reason why your part is either more expensive or cheaper than the average, and it falls outside of the normal array. So what I'm introducing, and this is my test system, is a simple tick box, and that indicates that the price is locked. So for each part that you want to lock the price for, you just tick the box, and we won't suggest a new price. So for example, we've got one here. This is a set of instructions. Currently it says update the selling price to 75 pence. I've currently got them at 80 pence. So if I tick that box, the page will refresh and this update option will be removed. There you go. And what that means now is when I hit the button to update all the prices here, that item is completely ignored and it will remain at the 80 pence. Now, if I change my mind, it's a simple matter of unticking the box, the page will refresh and the option will return. There you go. So that's a new feature. It's not live yet. I'm just currently testing it. I've got a little bit more to do, but yeah, watch out for that. It might make it live this week, I don't know. I've still got to edit out the video that I did yesterday, sort of introducing the premium version. So I've got a bit of work to do on that. Now, as you can see, my desk is looking a little bit clearer. I managed to upload the brick store file from earlier. I've taken a bit of a hit on the parts, but I managed to get back up to the top of page 2, which is great. And I've just started to work on another one. Again, just trying to clear out some of this bulk. I did have 2 boxes. Yeah, the other one's hiding just behind there. That's got all the green bits in, and I've still got a bit of dark bluish grey to go. Just so that I can get them out of my room, and that'll free up the space to get to these drawers, and then I can finish the rest of the minifigures. There's a plan. I'm just trying to work towards it. The office is still looking a bit of a mess. I know. I will try. I'll find some time and I'll try and get it sorted out. Right, there we go. What's happening tomorrow, Thursday? I've got a customer coming tomorrow morning to pick up a new set for East Midlands Lego Hire. And apart from that, I think it'll just be another normal day. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of work before I finish for the evening. Yeah, like I said, I'll just get that Eiffel Tower instructions taped up, and then the Eiffel Tower is ready to go out to the next customer. Right, let's get cracking. Good morning and welcome to a cold Thursday morning. The weather certainly has taken a turn, and we've even had to close a few windows. Brrr. Right, I just thought I'd give you a quick overview of the orders that came in yesterday afternoon stroke last night. And the first comment I'm going to make is Stripe. So I've had this order here at the back, which was quite a large order, but it was paid for by Stripe. Now, I don't get notifications when someone pays by Stripe. I do when someone pays by PayPal. I get a push notification on my mobile, and then I know that there's been an order placed, but for Stripe I don't. So I had no idea that order had been placed until this morning, and I kind of like to know what sort of morning am I going to have, and in my head it's just any brand new orders that come in the middle of the night when I'm asleep. But last night that order came in sort of early in the evening, and I could have picked it last night had I known. So I might have to look at my Stripe settings to see if there's a way of getting a notification when someone pays by Stripe, but I just don't know if it's possible. If any of you know, drop it in the comments below, and I'll take a look. Anyway, putting that to one side, fantastic order to come in last night. Really good value. Just a mixture of plates mainly, plates and bricks, lots of different colours, and lots of the light bluish grey plates that we uploaded a couple of weeks ago. So really good order. Just in terms of the other orders, we've got this one here, which is for a whole array of animals. There's birds, alligators, there's some Alsatians, I can see an owl, and what looks like a lamb. So really interesting, cool order, that one. Then we've got a rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if you can just quite see that. There you go. And we've got this order here, which is a couple of Ninjago figures. The other two, just sort of general parts orders. And then finally, this one. Now, you'll remember that I found this in the bulk that came from Brick Arena, valued at £18. Really good find. And I had a customer who reached out and said, can I provide some extra photographs, because I described it as having playware, because there's just a few sort of marks where the holes are, obviously where it attaches to, I presume, some sort of axle or something maybe. I mean, I don't know how it attaches to the set. So I sent the photographs off and the customers bought it, so obviously happy with the condition, and I'm happy with the price, so another good order. So again, we've reached the target financially, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, all in all, really good. So I'm going to get these packed and off to the post office. Got a bit of order work to do this morning, and then I'm buzzing with ideas for BrickMetrics. I'm getting lots and lots of good feedback, good ideas, improvements. So I'm making a list, and I'm trying to work my way through sort of each one and sort of in sections really. And I'll release hopefully some code maybe today. We'll see how we get on. I think I'd still like to get an upload done every day, and I don't know if you can see it, I'm still working on the desk. There's still plenty of room. I didn't get to do any last night. So yeah, I'd like to have at least one upload done each day, and then it just keeps the store sort of ticking over and hopefully increasing. But with the orders being as they are, which is great, that battle might be a bit tougher, but I don't really mind. As long as the orders are coming in, it's happy days. Right, I've waffled on enough. Best get cracking. Good morning, it's Friday, and yesterday was a little bit quiet on the orders actually. Just a couple to do this morning, but I've also got a third order which is for collection. So I'm going to do that a little bit later on this morning because I've got quite a big day on East Midlands Lego hired today. I've got a couple of customers coming and swapping over their sets. So they're returning sets that they've already hired and immediately picking up new ones. So I've got to get all that arranged, and there is quite a few sets to be done, which is fantastic. So just looking at the orders from last night, there was an Ninjago minifigure on that order, and then this order was just for a selection of lots of green parts actually, which is great to see. So these are some of the used 1x1 bricks that we store joined together so that we can check the quality a lot quicker and easier, but they will be broken down as I pack them, so the customer doesn't have to do it. Nice to see some bright light orange going out. In fact, the customer's ordered quite a few of these sort of arch pieces in various colours. A couple of the wheel hubs from Speed Champion sets, and a couple of minifigure torsos in there as well. Okay, so there was actually a couple of orders that I posted out yesterday afternoon before the school run, so I'm not sure of the financial target. We might just have missed it, but not to worry. Now the other thing I was working on yesterday, and it did take a little bit of time, is yet another update to Premium. And what kind of spurned me on with this is I was looking at my instructions that I have for sale, and I noticed this one. This is set number 31084, the Pirate roller coaster, that I had for sale at £1.95. Now BrickMetrics was suggesting that I sell them for 23p. Now that's quite a big jump. So again, if I click on the sell through rate here, it takes me to the price guide, and what we can see, there's only a few of us selling them, but someone's listed a couple at 23p each. And of course, because none have sold, we can't pick out an average price. So that's why BrickMetrics suggested 23, and I thought that's too low. That's quite a big jump, and I don't think there's any reason for it. This could be a miskey from this particular seller. Maybe they meant to put £2.30, but I thought we shouldn't really be suggesting 23p. So what I've been doing is I've added this override price, and what that means is I can now select the price I want to sell them for. So apologies for this, there we go, let's zoom in. We've got one at £2 and me at £1.95. Now let's just say I want to always have a price
of £2. Let's match the other seller because we think the other one's wrong. So we can put in this box £2. And when I submit this, we tick the box that says lock the price, and that means, as you can see, the box disappears over here for updating. So we won't suggest a new price for it. It's locked in at £2, and because this box is populated, you can see it's like a manual override. And if we refresh the price guide, here we go. There you go, we're now at £2. But just to put that back so that we are slightly cheaper, let's do that again. And refresh the price guide. There we go, back at £1.95. So it's an instant manual override of the BrickMetrics suggested price. Pretty neat, eh? Well, that's just in testing at the moment. So that, alongside the tick box to lock the price in, hopefully that will be live after the weekend. Right, I'm going to get these orders ready for the post office and go and get the sets down for East Midlands Lego hire. Another busy morning ahead. Good morning, it's Saturday and it feels like we're getting nearly to the end of the week. So yesterday afternoon I managed to finish off one of these bulk boxes. It's all away, added to the store. I think the last update was another couple of thousand parts just to finish off that box, which means I've only got one left in here, which is dark bluish grey, and that's only about half full. So maybe we can get that finished off next week, and then I've got full access to those drawers there, and I can finish off adding the minifigures. Now you might notice we've got these containers, these little tubs I should say, full of minifigure parts, accessories and other bits. Now these are what we found in the bulk Lego that on an evening I'm just sort of sorting through, breaking apart, getting ready for washing effectively. But these are all the minifigure parts that we found. I'll probably go through those in a bit more detail when I actually get round to uploading them, because a lot of them are all incomplete. They need various bits adding to them to make them a complete minifigure, and then I can make a decision on whether to upload them as a whole minifigure or just break the parts again. But there's plenty to go out there, which is probably why I still haven't done anything in the office in terms of tidying up. Maybe today. I don't know. The main focus for today though is we're off to go and have a look at another place for some storage. Hopefully that won't cost anything, because it's going to a relative's house. But we might need to do a bit of arranging, but it means I can start to move some of the stuff that I need to put in sort of more longer term storage out of the house, and that will obviously free up space in the conservatory, which is a win for everybody. So I just need to get the orders done. There's only 3 to do. This one's got one of the tan base plates in him. Got some parts here from, I think it was the Destiny's Bounty, maybe, stickered parts I should say. They came from that massive bulk bag of stickered parts that I uploaded a few weeks ago, and then we uploaded this last week. This is from a Jurassic World set that was sort of part built but incomplete, so I effectively parted it out and I've just dropped it. Right, I'll go and get that found and get that all out off to the post office. Good afternoon, it's Sunday and the final day of the week, and guess what? I've done a bit of tidying up. I wasn't going to process any orders this morning. I'll probably do that later on this evening, so I thought I'd spend a little bit of time trying to do some organisation and clearing.
and I'm pretty much there. I've done, I think, as much as I can. Nice clean desk. Still got quite a few trays out. Now these are the trays that are more than half empty and perfect for when we do probably a Rayco unit, I think, because most of the drawers in there have obviously got smaller compartments. So we'll try and fill those up when we do another Rayco unit. I've managed to clear the side. You'll notice that the white plastic tub is now gone. That contained a load of parts that we dropped when we were moving the Brick Arena stock into the storage warehouse many weeks ago. Well, that's finally gone and it's been washed. So I think it was new, it's now used, but it's been washed, it's been sorted, and it now sits in the conservatory in about, I think it's 3 of these really useful drawers. But they're used now and they're ready to come back in here and be consolidated. You'll see here that these are all the tubs I was talking about earlier. These are all minifigure parts, some complete, some not complete. We've got a bit of some damage there which we need dealing with, and some other interesting parts that I will go through when I do the upload for them. But that's all come out of bulk, and that's as we're sorting it. I say sorting it, we're not sorting it. What we're doing is we're taking it apart and breaking it all down so that it can be washed more effectively. But that's the process that we do sort of on the evening, just as and when. I've got one overflow drawer here. So once that's filled up, that can go upstairs. I don't know if I've spoken about this. I found this a few weeks ago in one of the boxes from Brick Arena. I know these are quite sort of hard to get hold of over here in the UK, but I've used it, and for certain parts it's really useful, so I'll carry on using it. So you can see now that this area now is much better, much clearer and easier to work with. Still got lots of bags to sort through. I'm finding bags of bags in the Brick Arena stock, which is fine. I knew they were there originally. I just need to deal with them. I'll either use them on orders or we'll repurpose them in some other way. This desk is always pretty clear anyway. I like to keep that clear for when I'm picking orders. And you can see here that this box full of the larger bags is now well overflowing. I've got so many of them. And there you go. Just a quick run round of the office. It's looking much better. And I think kind of mentally that gives you a bit of a buzz, a bit of a positive buzz, ready to start the week tomorrow. And I've got some new targets, new challenges to do, especially with BrickMetrics. Try and get an update live tomorrow for that. I might just do a bit on it this afternoon actually. The weather's not looking great. But we normally have a bit of a chilled Sunday afternoon, but we'll see. What else have I got to do? So obviously I keep speaking about the 3 drawers down there that I've got minifigures in. So I've still got those to do. Still got this box down here to do with the bulk. That still needs to be sorted. And obviously now I've got the trays there. I've got Rayco unit I can probably do with that lot over there. So yeah, there's still plenty to do, plenty to get on with. But it's been a good week. It's been a good week sort of financially in terms of revenue. That's been pretty good. I'm quite pleased with that. It has increased, which is great. I don't think that's just because I've said I've gone full time. I think that's the impact of increasing the stock in the store, but also I'm utilizing BrickMetrics more now. I think when I'm sort of demoing it, I am demoing my live store, and I want to have things to show people. So I'm not sat here religiously every night updating my prices. I want to show everybody how to do it. So I'm hoping that will carry on growing, and it's it's looking good so far. So there you go. That's a roundup of the week. I will do some more footage probably tonight when I do the orders, maybe, but maybe in the morning. I've got to get used to this new I was going to say regime, but it's not really a regime, is it? A new way of working, new priorities. So yeah, all in all, a nice end to the week. So if you've made it this far in the vlog, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. It is free. And if you like what you've seen, hit the like button, and don't forget to check out loads of the other vlogs that are on the channel. And as always, if you've got any questions, any comments, please drop them down below. I will try to respond to everything in a timely manner. Right, thanks very much everybody. I will see you next week on the next vlog. Bye for now.